The Silent Resistance. The Xilarian invasion fleet appeared without warning on a quiet Tuesday morning. 17 massive warships, each the size of a small city, emerged from fold space at the edge of Earth's solar system. Their hulls gleamed like obsidian glass, absorbing light rather than reflecting it, creating silhouettes that seemed to tear holes in the fabric of space itself. Captain Elena Reyes stood in the command center of Artemis Base, humanity's last functional military installation, buried deep beneath the Andes Mountains. The holographic display before her showed the alien vessels advancing methodically toward Earth, brushing aside the automated defense platforms in the outer system as if they were nothing more than annoying insects. "Status report," she demanded, her voice steady despite the growing knot in her stomach. Major Darius Jackson, her tactical officer, looked up from his console. "Luna Base has gone silent, Captain. Mars Defense Station reports critical damage before their communications cut out. The Xilarians are moving faster than we anticipated." Elena studied the tactical display, noting the systematic way the aliens were dismantling humanity's outer defenses. Earth's greatest weapons, railguns, particle accelerators, even the orbital nuclear platforms, were being neutralized one by one. The combined military might of Earth, built over centuries of internal conflicts and finally united in the face of this existential threat, was proving woefully inadequate. "They're not even bothering to target civilian populations yet," Elena observed. "They're just neutralizing our ability to fight back." "Psychological warfare," responded Dr. Marcus Chen, the base's chief scientist, as he entered the command center. His normally immaculate lab coat was wrinkled, and dark circles shadowed his eyes. "They want us to watch helplessly as they dismantle our defenses. Maximum demoralization before they demand our surrender." 3 days into the invasion, the first communication arrived. The main screen in the command center flickered to life, revealing the Xilarian commander. The alien's translucent skin revealed a complex network of pulsing veins beneath, and its 4 eyes, arranged in a diamond pattern, regarded the humans with cold calculation. "People of Earth," the alien spoke in perfect English, its voice processed through advanced translation software. "I am Supreme Commander Zexthal of the Xilarian Dominion. Your planet has been selected for integration into our empire. Your resistance, while admirable, is futile. You have witnessed the superiority of our technology. Surrender within your planetary rotation of 24 hours, and we will allow your species to continue existing as servants of the Dominion. Resist, and we will reduce your civilization to ash." The transmission ended abruptly, leaving the command center in heavy silence. "Options?" Elena asked, looking around at her senior staff. "We have none, Captain," Major Jackson responded grimly. "Our most powerful weapons can't penetrate their shields. We've lost 80% of our military capabilities. The remaining governments are in chaos." "Actually," Dr. Chen interjected, "we might have something." All eyes turned to him. "For the past 48 hours, I've been analyzing the energy signatures from the Xilarian ships. Their shields operate on a quantum frequency that shifts constantly, making them nearly impenetrable. But there's a pattern to the shifts." Elena leaned forward. "A vulnerability." "Potentially," Chen nodded. "More importantly, I've compared their weapon signatures to the theoretical models we've been developing under Project Prometheus. There are similarities. Project Prometheus had been humanity's most closely guarded secret, an advanced research initiative begun 15 years earlier when Earth's most powerful quantum computers had detected faint signals from deep space, signals that were unmistakably artificial and potentially hostile. Under the guise of improving civilian infrastructure, the world's governments had pooled resources to develop technologies that might give humanity a fighting chance against a technologically superior adversary. "Are you saying Project Prometheus is compatible with Xilarian tech?" Elena asked, a spark of hope igniting within her. "Not just compatible," Chen replied, his exhaustion momentarily forgotten. I believe the theoretical principles we've been working with are fundamentally the same, just less advanced. We've been on the right track all along, just a few centuries behind them in implementation. Alina's mind raced with possibilities. How quickly can we adapt what we have? With the data I've collected from their shield frequencies, 20 hours, maybe less if I pull in the entire research team. You have 18, Alina decided. Major Jackson, contact all remaining military installations. I need a complete inventory of what Project Prometheus assets survived the initial attack. As her team dispersed to their tasks, Alina remained alone in the command center, studying the alien ships. There was something almost familiar about their attack pattern, methodical, precise, treating the conflict like a mathematical equation to be solved, rather than a battle against a sentient species. Hours later, the picture became clearer, and with it, a desperate plan began to form. The surviving elements of Project Prometheus included 3 experimental vessels hidden in underground facilities across the globe, equipped with prototype weapons and shield systems based on the same theoretical principles as the Xelarian technology. Additionally, a network of quantum-linked defense stations remained undetected, buried beneath major cities around the world. It's not much, Major Jackson observed as they reviewed their assets, but it might be enough to bloody their nose. We're not looking to win a conventional war, Alina replied. We just need to show them that conquering Earth will cost them more than they're willing to pay. Dr. Chen's team worked tirelessly, recalibrating the Prometheus systems to exploit the pattern they'd discovered in the Xelarian shields. Meanwhile, Alina coordinated with the scattered remains of Earth's military forces, positioning them for what would likely be humanity's last stand. As the deadline for surrender approached, Alina addressed the assembled personnel at Artemis Base. In a few hours, the Xelarians expect us to surrender. They believe they've demonstrated their superiority and broken our will to fight. They see us as primitive, as easy prey. She paused, looking around at the determined faces before her, but they've made a critical mistake. They've judged us by our technology, not by our resolve. Throughout our history, humanity has faced seemingly insurmountable odds and prevailed. Today will be no different. The plan was simple yet desperate. The 3 Prometheus vessels would emerge simultaneously, their systems calibrated to penetrate the Xelarian shields. They wouldn't target the alien vessels directly. They didn't need to destroy the entire fleet. Instead, they would focus on a single ship, the Xelarian command vessel. Meanwhile, the hidden defense network would activate, creating a quantum field around Earth that would disrupt the aliens' targeting systems. This isn't about winning a war today, Alina explained. It's about sending a message. We need them to understand that subjugating Earth will be too costly, too bloody, even with their technological advantage. As the surrender deadline passed without response from Earth, the Xelarian fleet began to move into attack formation. Supreme Commander Zexthal transmitted once more. Your silence is interpreted as defiance. Prepare for planetary bombardment. Alina watched the alien vessels advance on the tactical display, their weapon systems charging. She took a deep breath and opened a channel to all Prometheus assets. All units, this is Captain Reyes. Initiate Operation Defiance. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, ancient missile silos, remnants of conflicts long past, opened silently. But instead of launching nuclear weapons, they released something far more advanced, the fruits of Project Prometheus. 3 sleek vessels, their hulls incorporating metamaterials that absorbed and redirected light, rose into the atmosphere undetected by Xelarian sensors. As the alien fleet prepared to unleash devastation upon Earth, humanity was about to deliver its response, not with a whimper of surrender, but with a demonstration that would shake the Xelarian dominion to its core. Humanity's wrath. Supreme Commander Zexthal observed Earth's blue-green surface from the bridge of the Dominion flagship, Inevitable Conquest. The primitive species had failed to respond to his ultimatum, a reaction he had encountered countless times across the galaxy. These less evolved races often clung to defiance until the first major population centers were reduced to ash. After that, surrender typically followed quickly. "Begin targeting sequence," he ordered. "Focus on their largest cities first. Maximum visible impact." His weapons officer manipulated the control interface with practiced efficiency. Targeting systems locked. Supreme Commander, awaiting final authorization. Zexthal raised his hand to give the command that would begin Earth's subjugation when suddenly, proximity alarms blared across the bridge. "Unidentified vessels detected." The sensor operator called out, confusion evident in his voice. 3 craft, approaching at high velocity. "They weren't there a moment ago." "Impossible," Zexthal hissed. "Our scans showed no remaining orbital defense capabilities." Captain Alina Rice sat in the command chair of Prometheus I, the most advanced vessel humanity had ever constructed. The ship hummed around her, its systems synchronized with her neural implants, giving her an almost instinctive control over its functions. Elena took a deep breath. "Begin Phase 1. Activate quantum field generators." Across Earth, hidden installations powered up simultaneously. The technology, reverse-engineered from concepts that had taken Dr. Chen's teen years to understand, created an invisible web of quantum entanglement surrounding the planet. As the field stabilized, the Xilarian targeting systems began to falter, their sensors unable to maintain a lock on Earth's surface. On the bridge of inevitable conquest, chaos erupted as systems malfunctioned. "Weapons targeting offline," the Xilarian weapons officer reported, frantically working to restore functionality. "Some kind of interference field is disrupting our sensors." Before Zexthal could respond, a more urgent alert sounded. "Supreme Commander, the unknown vessels are on an intercept course. Energy readings indicate." "Impossible." "Explain," Zexthal demanded. "They're using quantum disruptor technology, similar to our own, but the frequency modulation it's penetrating our shield harmonics." For the first time in his long military career, Zexthal felt a flicker of uncertainty. This primitive species should not possess such technology. The intelligence reports had been explicit. Earth was centuries away from developing quantum field manipulation. Elena's voice transmitted across all frequencies, ensuring the Xilarians would receive it. "Attention, Xilarian fleet. This is Captain Alina Reyes of Earth Defense Force. You have violated our sovereignty and attacked without provocation. Your assessment of our capabilities was incomplete." As if to emphasize her point, the 3 Prometheus vessels executed a perfectly synchronized maneuver, positioning themselves around the Xilarian flagship. Their quantum disruptors activated simultaneously, creating a localized field that momentarily neutralized the alien vessel's shields. "Fire precision strikes," Alina commanded. "Target their primary weapon emplacements and propulsion systems only. Advanced missiles, small, agile, and carrying payloads designed specifically to interface with and disrupt Xilarian technology. Launched from the Prometheus vessels, they penetrated the momentary gap in the flagship's defenses, detonating against key systems with surgical precision." On board Inevitable Conquest, Zexthal was thrown against a bulkhead as explosions rocked the massive vessel. Warning indicators flashed across control panels as systems failed throughout the ship. "How is this possible?" he demanded, regaining his footing. "Their technology shouldn't be compatible with our systems." His tactical officer looked up from a damage assessment display, mandibles twitching with agitation. "Supreme Commander, they've disabled our main weapon arrays and damaged our propulsion matrix. 3 other vessels in the fleet are reporting similar precision strikes." Meanwhile, Earth's remaining conventional military forces launched a coordinated attack against the disoriented Xilarian fleet. Fighter craft, previously held in reserve in hardened underground hangars, swarmed toward the alien vessels, targeting the specific vulnerabilities Dr. Chen's team had identified. "They're adapting," Major Jackson observed from Artemis Base, watching the tactical display as the Xelarians attempted to reconfigure their shields. "Dr. Chen, we need those frequency adjustments now. Transmitting new parameters to the Prometheus vessels." Chen confirmed, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "They won't be vulnerable to the same approach twice." Elena received the updated frequency data and immediately implemented the changes. "All Prometheus vessels, adjust quantum disruptors to new parameters. Prepare for Phase 2. The 3 advanced Earth vessels executed another coordinated attack, this time targeting the Xelarian flagship's command center. Their adjusted disruptors once again created a momentary window through the alien defenses, allowing a precision strike against the vessel's neural network, the Xelarian equivalent of a central computer. Inside Inevitable Conquest, systems began to fail catastrophically. Emergency force fields activated as hull breaches threatened to vent atmosphere into space. Zexthal watched in disbelief as damage reports flooded in from across his fleet. "This is impossible," he muttered. "They're primitive. Their most advanced weapons shouldn't be able to penetrate our defenses." His second-in-command approached cautiously. "Supreme Commander, we must consider tactical withdrawal. The Earth vessels are targeting our command systems with unprecedented precision. They clearly understand our technology far better than intelligence suggested." Before Zexthal could respond, the main communication screen activated without command. Captain Elena Reyes appeared, her expression resolute. "Supreme Commander Zexthal," she began, "you came to our world believing us defenseless against your technology. You thought our civilization would crumble before your superior weapons, but you failed to understand something fundamental about humanity." Elena leaned closer to the camera. "Throughout our history, we have faced extinction-level threats from nature, from each other, and now from the stars. Each time, we have not only survived but emerged stronger. We anticipated your coming. We prepared. What you're witnessing is only a fraction of what we can unleash if provoked further." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Here is Earth's message to the Xelarian Dominion. You wanted war. Now face humanity's wrath. Withdraw your forces immediately, or we will be forced to demonstrate the full extent of our capabilities." To emphasize her point, the 3 Prometheus vessels simultaneously executed another precision strike, disabling the propulsion systems on 2 more Xelarian warships. Zexthal's 4 eyes narrowed as he studied the human on his screen. There was no fear in her expression, only determination. More concerning was the implication that Earth possessed even more advanced weaponry than what they had already demonstrated. After a moment of tense silence, he made his decision. "Initiate emergency fold space procedures. Withdraw all vessels from Earth orbit." "But Supreme Commander," his second protested, "the humans cannot possibly. They targeted our command systems with perfect precision." Zexthal interrupted. "They neutralized our shields using technology that mirrors our own. Either our intelligence was catastrophically flawed, or they have been preparing for this encounter far longer than we realized." He turned to face his officer. "I will not sacrifice half our invasion fleet to test which explanation is correct." As the Xelarian vessels began to retreat, folding back into the dimensional space from which they had emerged, Elena maintained communication with the alien commander. "One final thing. Supreme Commander," she said, "when you report to your superiors, make it clear, Earth is not isolated or defenseless. We are now aware of the wider galactic community, and we will be prepared for any future encounters. Should the Dominion return with hostile intent, what you experience today will seem merciful by comparison." Once the last alien ship had disappeared from Earth's sensors, Elena allowed herself to breathe. The command center of Prometheus erupted in cheers around her, but she knew the truth. They had gambled everything on this bluff. Project Prometheus had been the culmination of years of theoretical research, but the technology was still experimental, barely understood even by its creators. The 3 vessels had been Earth's only functioning prototypes, and the quantum field generators surrounding the planet were already beginning to fail, their power sources nearly depleted. If the Solarians had pressed their attack, Earth would have fallen within hours. "Captain," Dr. Chen's voice came through her neural link. "You do realize we couldn't have sustained another engagement. The quantum matrix is already collapsing." "They don't need to know that," Alina replied quietly. "What matters is what they believe. And now they believe that attacking Earth comes at too high a price." As the Prometheus vessels returned to their underground hangars, Alina looked out at the stars through the viewscreen. The Exilarian threat had been temporarily averted, but their encounter had confirmed what many had suspected. Earth was not alone in the universe, and not all of its neighbors were friendly. "Major Jackson," she called over the communication system, "begin immediate production of additional Prometheus vessels. And Dr. Chen, I need your team to start reverse engineering everything we can from the Exilarian weapon signatures we recorded." The message Earth had delivered today was clear, but Alina knew it was only the beginning. Humanity had revealed itself as a more formidable adversary than the Exilarians had anticipated, but next time they would come prepared. And there would be a next time. Of that, she had no doubt. As Artemis Base returned to full operational status, Alina addressed her team one final time. "Today, we bought ourselves time. Time to develop, to advance, to prepare. The Exilarians will return, and they won't underestimate us again. But when they do come back, Earth will be ready. Because that's what humans do best. We adapt, we overcome, and we survive." The stars continued to shine above, countless possibilities in the vast darkness. Among them, somewhere, the Exilarians were retreating, carrying with them a new understanding of the small blue planet they had so grievously underestimated. And the message that would echo across the galaxy: Earth would not fall without a fight.